Welcome to Radioactivity Part 3. Here we will see some MCQs on the different dating techniques, and these MCQs are asked in the various NET exams. So let us put an eye on the general table of your dating techniques. So there are many dating techniques like uranium 238 to lead 206, then uranium 235, thorium, potassium, rubidium, smecium, and carbon as well. And there are the half life is also given, and you have given the useful range and type of material. So these are the half life of different dating techniques and useful range for which these are used, and these are found in igneous and sometimes metamorphic rocks, while carbon is mainly used in the organic material. Okay, if you will see that carbon's half-life is 5730, and its extreme age can be 70,000 years, which is almost 15 times greater than its half-life. Okay, so these are the different techniques. Okay, you have to have a general idea of this table. So let us move over towards our first question, and we will see the description of each and every questions. Here match the following minerals, and it is C commonly used isotopic method of dating them. So you have minerals biotite, zircon and garnet, and methods of dating. So what happens is that in the minerals sometimes the trace element, which are generally radioactive elements, so these radioactive elements are trace element, and they substitute the major element of these minerals. Like in the biotite you have potassium, and this potassium is substituted by the rubidium. So the rubidium is alternatively then present in the biotite, and we can date this rubidium. So biotite can be dated by rubidium strontium, and hence same in the case of zircon you have uranium, then garnet you have smecium. So the correct matching will be your A to Y, B to Z, and C to X. So here option number 1 will be your right answer. Okay, in all minerals the your radioactive elements substitute the major elements. Now the second question is, the core of earth is determined to have formed during the first 30 million years of its origin. This was estimated by radioactive dating of iron meteorites. Okay, iron meteorites. Which of the following method is used for this purpose? For this purpose we uses the Hoffman tungsten method. Why? Because during the formation of earth, or we can say during the differentiation, because earth's core is formed by the differentiation, we have two elements like Hoffman and tungsten. Hoffman is your lithophile, so it remains in the uppermost layers like your core, crust and mantle, while tungsten is your siderophile, so it sinks in the core. Okay, so after the differentiation, all tungsten is in the core, and whatever material you have present in the mantle, you have the Hoffman. So this Hoffman starts decaying and started forming the tungsten, and we can use it as a time period of differentiation. How much time has gone after the differentiation? So here option number D will be your right answer. We can also use in the case of iron meteorites. You have to just simply search Hoffman tungsten, and you will find a relative article present in the Wikipedia. Okay, you can go through that also. Third question is, which of the following isotope would be the most useful to study the earth processes that has time scale of 1000 years? Okay, as I have already told in the table that carbon has 5740 years of half life, so it can be its variation is also I have told in that. So you can use for carbon like from 100 years to 70,000 years. Okay, so here option number D will be your right answer. Now you can ask that why A and B cannot be the right answer, because I have given another clue that carbon 14 is used for almost 15 times greater than its half-life. So if you will do the 50 times greater of this half-life and 15 times greater of this half-life, it will be less than 1000. So we cannot use them. And finally we will use the carbon 14 in the earth processes which are happened in the 1000 years. So now the Fourth question and last question, radiocarbon used for dating sediment and it is produced at the top of Earth atmosphere. Why? Okay, it is produced by the secondary neutrons with atmospheric nitrogen. Okay, when secondary neutrons reacts with atmospheric nitrogen, it leads to the formation of carbon 14. Okay, then when the carbon 14 is gone into the various organic material, it starts decaying into the nitrogen 14 again. So this is used as the dating techniques, and this carbon 14 is thought to be less or more or less permanent or stable in the earth atmosphere, as it is formed by the cosmic abundance, okay, or the cosmic interaction of the earth's atmosphere. So it's all about for today. In the next video we will see another questions of the radiometric dating asked in various net exams, okay, and they will be based on the your your rubidium strontium dating techniques. So be put an eye on that dating techniques, rubidium strontium, and let us see the questions. Okay, it's all about for today. Thank you.